What's up? I'm Zach. Welcome to Nest Gaming. Today I'm going to be kind of doing a little first impressions thoughts on the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Alpha. And that just finished up this weekend on PlayStation 4. Boy, where do I begin? So I guess for those who aren't aware, the latest Call of Duty is going to be releasing, I believe, in November. Probably should have looked that up. But it's going to be basically a direct sequel to the first Black Ops. And it's Treyarch, obviously. They go back and forth every year. I played the hell out of Modern Warfare this year. Obviously, Warzone and multiplayer. And this one, compared to Modern Warfare, it honestly seems like a step down. I don't know if it's just because it's an alpha, but man, the graphics especially just seem like they're not polished. And I think one of the developers said that it was toned down or whatever for the alpha, like the polishing or whatever, which is fine, I guess. But nonetheless, like, especially when things were far away from you, it looked terrible. And only the detail only came in when you were real close, which I thought was very strange. In Modern Warfare, every single door pretty much was usable, and you could obviously open them, you could bash them, you could peek them and slowly open them, which was very interesting. And in this game, if a door is shut, you'll never be able to go through it, which I just thought was kind of weird. It just seems like it's a step backwards in terms of just the gameplay. It feels like you're playing an old Call of Duty. It's kind of strange. And everyone has a ton of gripes about skill-based matchmaking, which is very prevalent, at least in this alpha build. I think the whole community was just complaining about the fact that just every lobby was just full of people absolutely sweating their asses off. So that kind of sucks. And I don't think that's going anywhere. I don't think the alpha, beta, or the full game will have any different thing other than just continuing on that skill-based matchmaking, because I think that's just their model now, which really sucks. There was no progression in the alpha, which is fine. They had a significant amount of weapons you could try. I believe it was like 3 per weapon class. Obviously being assault rifles, SMGs, sniper rifles. And this year they had tactical rifles. With Modern Warfare, they had marksman rifles, which was kind of like the M14, EBR, the CAR, the SKS, stuff like that. And this tactical rifle class had a 3-round burst M16 and some other sort of semi-automatic rifle. And of course they had machine guns as well and pistols and all that stuff. But the weapons were fine. Nothing too crazy. This year they will have Gunsmith again. But it really seems like an afterthought. It seems like something they just kind of threw together, which sucks because Modern Warfare Gunsmith was just absolutely next level. I really enjoyed that. And it just kind of seems like they put together a crappier version of that. The maps that they were given, that they gave us, were okay. A lot of people didn't like the Miami map because it was too dark. And I'm assuming they'll probably try to adjust that, because that kind of thing is probably easy to adjust, the brightness of a map. And then they had their Combined Arms, which is their version of Ground War. And it's almost kind of like also like a Battlefield Conquest kind of feel to it too. They had vehicles and different areas where flags were. And Armada was the one that I played the most. It was a bunch of different ships, and you could take like a jet ski. You could take a armored boat with guns on it and stuff. and you could swim, obviously, and you could do zip lining. The swim combat, if you're familiar with any of the other Black Ops games like 3 and 4, was very similar to that. Pretty well done, pretty smooth. So that was kind of cool. The sniping I apparently was buffed for the alpha. So I guess they were trying to see. I don't know why you would do that. I'm not a game developer, I guess, but that's kind of weird. So I don't know if this will be a good year for snipers, because I know a lot of people were bitching about Modern Warfare, that the snipers were slow and stuff like that. So that'll be something to keep your eye on. Another thing that I completely noticed right out of the gate is jump shotting is going to come back. And that's where people will jump around a corner and try to pick you off if you're on the other side or whatever. There's no mounting on corners or anything this year. Sliding didn't seem like it was used as much as it was in Modern Warfare, although you can slide and it seemed pretty smooth. But I think a lot of people were just jump shotting like a motherfucker for whatever reason. But whatever. I mean, every Call of Duty has their cheesy crap that people like to pull off. This year is going to be a score streaks year, and they tried to meld score streaks and kill streaks, where kills get you a multiplier. And so you can't just sit on B and cap B and run to wherever and cap it again and build up your score streaks. You can, but it won't go as fast. You have to get kills to get the multiplier to get it to go quickly. But I found that attack choppers and chopper gunners were just everywhere for every single match. And it seemed very easy to get them. I'm by no means a good Call of Duty player. If I get a 1 KD, like as my overall KD, that's as good as I've ever gotten. And it was very easy for me to get the medium tier kill streaks. And I wasn't even doing that well. So I don't know if that's going to be tuned or not, but it seemed like every match had every kill streak. So I get it. They're trying to force objective gameplay, but that's a little much. So that'll be something to keep track of. Overall, it's too early to tell. I'm not excited. This didn't make me excited to buy the game. But I'm not just going to count it out. I do think the franchise as a whole has an issue with this whole skill-based matchmaking thing, because anyone who's decent at the game just gets absolutely just sweated on every single time they play the game. And if they're just trying to enjoy the game, they can't, or else they get destroyed. And a lot of pros have come out and said that. Scump has said that that there should be a ranked playlist and an unranked playlist, which I completely agree with. I think unranked should just be balls to the wall, play whoever, and ranked should be obviously where the skill-based matchmaking comes into play. I doubt they're going to implement that this late in the developing process. It'd be nice to see in the future, though. If not much changes from now till the beta and the full release, I don't expect this Call of Duty to do very well. I think people are going to revert back to Modern Warfare, and I think they're going to really look fondly on that game just because it was so well done. And of course, it had its problems too, but compared to this, at least Modern Warfare feels and looks like a AAA current gen game. Black Ops Cold War looks shitty compared to Modern Warfare. And I think that plays into a lot of what people view a game as, is, how it looks. I mean, that's just the way the nature is with games these days. So I don't know. I'm going to bet that the Call of Duty community is going to take Black Ops and say, this sucks compared to Modern Warfare. When right now, and months ago, people were bitching up a storm about the problems with Modern Warfare, which is going to be kind of interesting to see what the community thinks in maybe 6 months or so. So I don't know. I'm not sold, but I'm also not counting it out yet. So buy it, try it, skip it. I'm definitely going to go with try it. If they, which I'm sure they will, come out with a free beta. They did that for Modern Warfare. Absolutely, if you're a Call of Duty fan, definitely get your hands on that and give it a go before the game comes out. It's a great way to see what it's about and what you think of it before you actually drop your $60 on it. And a lot of people will tell you, "Oh, it's not a finished game. It's just a beta. It's just an alpha." Yes and no. I think, especially with a beta is the game is basically finished. They're testing the servers and they're testing the bugs, and they're just trying to work out any kinks that they can work out. They're not going to just completely rebuild maps and rebuild how things work. They're already too far along in that, and they only have a few months to go before the game releases. So they're just final testing when it comes to the beta. Same with basically the alpha. The alpha, they have a little bit more time to mess with stuff, but don't expect any crazy overhaul. So I think if you're a Call of Duty fan, you should at least give it a shot. But I wouldn't get my hopes up too high. I'm looking forward to the campaign and zombies, because I think now that they've realized that a lot of people do care about the campaign, that they're going to start putting a little bit more effort into that. The Modern Warfare campaign was absolutely amazing. And I think zombies is going to have a lot of fans. So if they make a good one, there you go. You have that fan base to make happy. Multiplayer though, I don't know. I don't expect it to be over the top. And I think a lot of people are going to say that Modern Warfare is better. Final thoughts. Okay, it's all right. Definitely give it a shot, but if anyone's just over the moon excited about it, pump the brakes a little bit. So that's it for this episode. I'm going to be doing these first impressions just kind of on my own or with somebody, maybe whenever I pick up a game and just kind of play it for 2 or 3 days or whatever, and I just get a feel for it. And then if it's a big game, we can do a full-fledged episode. If you have any games that you want me to check out, let me know. And if I end up getting it or if it's free or whatever, I'll definitely give it a shot and tell you my thoughts. All right, guys. Thanks.